All right. Welcome in the Nagy Nation. It is Phil Nagy. It is Kit Nagy. It is Nagy on Sports. Continuing with our NFC Divisional playoffs today. This game that'll kick about 8 o'clock tonight, so definitely want to get it in time, although it looks like it's daytime there. That's okay. But we got the Giants headed into the city of brotherly love, hoping to feel some love from the first seed and very stacked Philadelphia Eagles roster. But we will see what transpires here in the sim. Oh, there you go, John. You found it before we started. There you go. And welcome in, Keith, as well. Kit, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Phil. And yeah, definitely a big NFC East rivalry here going in the playoffs. And this is a very stacked Eagles team kind of against the up-and-coming Giants. They've kind of found a way late in the season to really, behind that man there, Dable doing some good things there in New York. But the question now is for the Eagles, really, what does Hurts look like? How is he? How is his play in this game? Because that's going to be a big part of what they want to do. And then for the Giants, can they slow the Eagles' attack down, and then also have some success of their own from Dimes?
Yes, I think if somebody's going to be Cinderella, it's going to be one of the two teams today, right? Jacksonville or New York. Otherwise, it goes chalk. All right, out onto the field. The Eagles, again, they are absolutely stacked as you can do when you're paying your starting quarterback a third-round pick salary, which they are. So they are absolutely loaded all over the place. Offensive line, defensive line, secondary. Just a masterful job of putting the roster together, again, when you're paying Jalen Hurts pittance. All right, ace formation to start. Miles Sanders, the single back. Hurts back to pass. Rolling to his left. Now he'll tuck it and take off 20, 25, nearing the 30, and he'll be tackled from behind. Give him 5 yards. That was good pursuit there from Dexter Lawrence, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, nice catch up there, but lucky he made that tackle because he had some room to rumble after that if he had gotten free of it.
Yes, he did. A little RPO look, perhaps. They give it right up the middle to Sanders, and he eats it for -3. Maybe not the right read there for Hurts now. A 3rd and 8. Pressure coming. Thibodeau on the bottom of the line. Right side on the sideline, but he's out of bounds.
Yep.
Couldn't get the feed in, and that was Devontae Smith, and that was no gain.
Now, pardon me. I had a cough there.
It's all right.
But yeah, there was a really nice throw there from Hurts, but unfortunately, just one foot was not able to be kept in bound. He was on the chalk, and then of course that resulted in the bunt.
Hey, Karen, welcome in. Mason, I saw some people talking about it. I haven't seen the interview per se, but
I from the headline, I didn't actually read the article. From the headline, it looked like it was just a. He was saying he doesn't think JOK is an every down linebacker.
Because of his size, is that what it was?
I would assume.
2nd and 6 now, shotgun. Big part of their success this year, of course, for New York has been a healthy Saquon Barkley. And there's Daniel Bellinger, the tight end, and he's got a first down for 12 yards. Brian Dable growing the playoff beard there. Got a little extra shaggy on the sideline.
Yep.
Jones in the pocket, stays put. Now he'll fire right side. Tipped away, almost picked off. Avonte Maddox was over there, and that would have been 6 the other way.
I guarantee you. Yeah, that was an easy 6. He's going to want that one back tomorrow because that was an opportunity for sure.
Barkley to the left side. He'll take up 5, sets up a 3rd and manageable. I see. Well, he's young, and he's trainable, and we'll give him, I'm sure he'll get another 2 years with Jim Schwartz before they cut bait on him.
Yep,
hey, Henry, welcome in. All right, so they're going to try an extremely long field goal here with Graham Gano, which seems pretty wild, and it's good. He drilled it from basically the 50-yard line.
Yep, that was a nice kick.
Must be some wind aided going that direction. Regardless, it is 3-0 Giants, so they win the battle of the opening drives here. Oh yeah, there is some wind. Look how far out of the back of the end zone that kickoff went. So there's a little wind, but hey, still got to put it straight.
Well, that's going to be part of the factor when they decide where they're going to kick it from. They're going to look at where the kicker's warming up, how he's doing either direction, and then, base a decision on that. That one they felt comfortable with Gano from the 50 with the wind aid inside, and so they went ahead and pulled the trigger.
Yep, little out route to the tight end. That's going to be Goddard. He picks up a gain of 7, first completion of the day for Jalen Hurts. Stepping under his center, Jason Kelsey, of course, Travis's brother. Pretty solid football family there.
Oh yeah.
Kelsey's and the Watts, some pretty good families of football. Right at the line, they're going to say the ball came out. I think he was down. Regardless, he did not get the first down on the initial push. Hey, Will, welcome in.
Well, and they recovered it themselves, but I don't think he had that. So
They're not even going to review it.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. So Brett Kern, the veteran, punting this one away. So 2 3 and outs for the Giants defense. How about that to get started again? That young defense got first-round pick Kayvon Thibodeau on one end. Of course, Leonard Williams has turned into a very good player. Dexter Lawrence, the player, of course, who will always be tied to the Browns because that was the pick that they got for Beckham. So good job by that defensive line in the back end. Pressure now, and here it goes down. Big sack, and that's Robert Quinn. And he got there, at least going to get credit for half of it. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, both in the vicinity as well. Jones really stayed in the pocket, and then it went away.
Yeah, he had an opportunity, really, if he sensed where the pressure was coming from. If he just steps up there, he had an opportunity to take off with it himself because there's a nice hole open in front of him. But instead, he sensed the backside pressure, but then ran into the pressure from the front side instead.
2nd and 15, they'll go play action. Jones now firing right side. On the sideline, caught, open, Richie James Jr. Thrown down at the 46-yard line. What a big strike there from Danny Dimes. 30 yards and a first down, Giants.
Yeah, just a nice little comeback here on. You're going to see him, or actually it's just an out route, I guess, to the to that outside there. Just a nice ball from Danny Dimes to put it right before the boundary, and worked out nicely for the Giants.
Yes, it did. They're in field goal range now. A little dig across the middle, and it's caught by Darius Slayton for 6. Jones already 3 of 5 for 48 yards to start this first quarter. 8:30 to go. Now here's the handoff to the right side, little inside zone look for Saquon. He'll be right at the line, sets up 3rd and inches. Looks like their other first-round pick, Evan Neal, right tackle out of Alabama, has become a superstar. You can see the little emblem under him. They'll go play action on 3rd and inches, and now he'll throw it short to Barkley, able to convert the first down.
Looking at, I give him credit here for a good spot to try to take a shot at the end zone. It was all well covered up, but they had an outlet ready to go to pick up that first down, which, they checked down to it, and it worked out in their favor.
Sure did. Here comes Barkley again, weaving his way through tacklers and then pulling a linebacker with him for 7. 2nd and 3. Strong start here for the Giants. Left side. A flag in the area of either holding or roughing. We know they like to throw that roughing, and we're going to get the roughing call.
Yeah, I thought it might be a bit late, but it was awfully close here. As that's a costly penalty there in that spot.
Sure is. Brandon Graham, former Michigan Wolverine, guilty. And here comes the pulling guard. He'll follow him. Barkley inside the 5, inside the 3. And they'll say he's down at the 2. That was that right guard, Mark Glowinski, on the pull. Motion coming from Richie James. Back to pass against the blitz right up the middle, and they're not going to get it. They're not going to block it up well, and Josh Sweat gets in there to sack him back to the 7. They're going to be a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that was just a well-timed blitz in the middle as they brought pressure to the outside, allowed Sweat to create some room, and he got home very quickly there.
3rd and goal here now. On the road, you cannot turn it over. Got to get some points here, so worst thing's got to be an incompletion now. Pressure coming, and he'll be sacked again. That was the blitz from Kaiser White. Really, really speedy linebacker got in there on the blitz. 3rd sack of the quarter for this Eagle defense, and the Giants will have to settle for another attempt at 3.
Yeah, he just missed him. It was his responsibility. I didn't catch the name, but the left guard completely missed the blitzing linebacker and went right through his gap. Kind of looked silly there. And I'm not sure what he was looking at. He was obviously looking to the right for some kind of pressure off to his right side, but missed the guy coming right off of his left shoulder, and that ended up in Daniel Jones's face before he could do much with it.
Yes, he sure did. That's John hearkening back to Jacoby Brissett and his desire to take red zone sacks. And yeah, Mason, I love JOK too. Going back to your comment, I mean, I don't know. I liked DeQuell Jackson a lot, but he also hasn't been in the NFL in 15 years. Like, linebackers are different than they were 15 years ago.
Very true.
And I'm not sure if DeQuell would be, you know what I mean? Like, if he would still be successful in today's NFL anyway. So, not that I disrespect his opinion, but maybe little apples and oranges there.
Yep, no, I agree. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But I will go back to that sack. Unlike that was not Jones's fault at all. It was completely a whiffed block. It was just an utterly terrible effort from the guard. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what he was looking at, but it was clearly missing a free pickup he should have had.
Hi, Wendell. Welcome in. They're going to hand it off, and Thibodeau absolutely swallows up Sanders. They can't get going in the run game, and they are going to punt again. I don't know if the Eagles have a first down in this game yet.
If they do, it's like only one, but they really have struggled. Credit this New York defense for just finding a way to be, just smothering. They have taken away the run game. They've managed to prevent much action in the pass game so far, and so it's been a lot of nothing for the Eagles, whereas the Giants have had some success on offense. And now, obviously, you'd like to have more than 6 points with your 2 drives that have been productive, but hopefully for them, hopefully more here.
Big shot down the left side from Jones. It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, I found the one-on-one coverage, but just not able to. It was pretty sticky coverage out on the outside, and not able to make that completion.
2nd and 10. It'll be short. Of course, the Giants' defensive coordinator is Wink Martindale after all those years in Baltimore. He's moved over, and he's really done wonders for their defense.
Yeah, sure has. They've come a long way.
Jones, left side, caught and then kind of shoulder shoved in the back, and Barkley dropped it. And that'll be a 3 and out here with likely a punt upcoming from the Hammer. And here he is, the Scottish Hammer, 2 punted away. So a little bit of a slow start for both teams. 6-0 here. Again, 2 field goals, one of them a very, very long one for Graham Gano. 2:34 to go here in the first quarter. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on sports.
And I'm sure you saw, speaking of Baltimore, where they are interviewing Chad O'Shea for their open Roman, vacated by Roman offensive coordinator role.
The Jets did too, right?
Yeah, the Jets did
interviewed him as well.
But yeah, so interesting what's going on in Baltimore right now. That feels to me like a big time departure from Lamar, which kind of adds to the smoke coming out of the idea that he might get traded, and they may not even look to franchise him. Get the value while the iron's hot, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, is he already done with his 5 years, or was because they were going to have to franchise him this year?
Yeah, this
right?
was going to be the franchise tag year.
Okay, so
he came in the same year as Baker.
Do they need to? Would they have to do like a sign-in trade since he's not technically under contract? Or can they franchise him and then trade him? Like, I don't know how that works.
They would probably franchise, then trade, or look to trade before they have to franchise.
Yeah, like when does the contract officially run out? Is Hurts going to take off to the right side and slide down, but he's still short of the line?
Might be the beginning of the league year, which would mean it would be before so they'd either have to sign and trade. I think it would have to be a sign and trade kind of deal, or franchise and trade.
Yeah, that's why I wonder. And I don't know if you can trade guys while they're under the franchise tag. I don't know all the rules of that, but I bet that complicates things a little bit.
Well, you can trade a guy that's franchise tagged. That's happened before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wendell, I think he just thinks that it's kind of ironic that the nickname is the Commies, and they're in the state the country's capital, land of the free, home of the brave.
Yeah, they were not so intelligent with the naming of that team. They did not think that one through.
No, they did not. No, they did not. All right, 1st and 10. So the Giants, the offense that continues to move. After I talked all that stuff about how hard it would be for them to hang with the I think the overall Madden ratings for these teams are 80 and 91 respectively.
Yeah.
But the 80 is winning right now.
That's right. And making
Daniel Jones, he got hit pretty hard. No call that time. I thought Cox was going to get hit for the late hit that time. That's a flag they seem to throw pretty quickly here in this Madden version. Left side deep and way out of bounds. Slayton was the target. So Daniel Jones now missed his last 5 balls. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end. 6-0 here.
Yeah, that throw was really just doomed from the release, as he was way off platform off his back foot. So he was going to be a little underpowered and ended up putting it wide also at the same time. But so he had the guy, actually had a step, but a poor ball from Jones set up by poor mechanics.
All right, let's see if the Eagles can get something going here on offense now. 1st and 10, first play of the second quarter for them. Sanders up the middle, and he's going to get hit and then hit a second time. And that'll be a gain of 7 now on his 7th carry. Hey, George, welcome in. 2nd and 3 now. Little RPO keeper left side, and Hurts has got the first down of the 25, give him the 26, and that may be the first down of the game for this Eagles offense. Jalen Smith, the former Cowboy linebacker,
well, this is where not converting for touchdowns, if the Eagles start going, that's where this is starting to hurt, because even here, one successful drive, let that cat out of the bag kind of a deal. That should have been picked for 6 right there. Just dropped a clear, easy pick. But one successful drive here from the Eagles may be enough, and of course gives them the lead in this game with it being 6-0.
Trips to the left side for Hurts. He's back to pass. Now he'll fire over the middle. Short catch by Sanders. Now it brings up 3rd and 7 here. 13-13 to go in the first half. 6-0 Giants. Pressure coming, and they're going to get home. They blitzed everybody. That was Jalen Smith. Again, the linebacker. Landon Collins, kind of that hybrid safety, playing some linebacker as well. You can see him getting in there for another half sack, and that's the first time they got to Hurts. And it hurts bad on 3rd down. They're going to have to punt.
Yep, that one first down was all that they could muster here. And again, back punting. So it's a bit more of the same as this New York defense has really continued to just exert their presence out there on the field and keeping the very dynamic Eagles offense in check.
Surely has. 1st and 10, 3-step drop. Jones. He'll wiggle, he'll move, he'll fire right side. Wide open in space is Slayton past the 50, and he's down to the 47-yard line. How about that route? He was wide open.
Yeah, they caught him in that cover 4 deep there, but nobody kind of in that underneath in that hook curl zone. And so they just wide open in Slayton. Yep. Easy pitch and catch.
Sure was. You saw the receiver on the outside making the safety go deeper than he wanted to.
Yep.
Good room for Slayton.
A little high-low look, which is so hard to defend.
Pressure coming, and he'll go down. That's Reddick. Hassan Reddick got home and wrapped him up and threw him to the ground. 4th sack of the half for the Eagles' defensive line. They are doing their best to keep their team in the game right now.
Yes, they sure are. But this has been, that's been the kind of the tale of the story. The story of this game has been just defensive struggles on both sides. Good individual efforts for both of those units, but of the two offenses, really, it's only been New York with a little bit more success. As yet another sack, this time on the outside pressure from the blitz comes in and gets Daniel Jones again.
Yeah, look at Barkley, just a little bit late to get over there. That was Avonte Maddox blitzing from that corner. That nickel corner spot. And now a 3rd and 30 for Daniel Jones and company. Back to pass, Jones. He'll fire it short to Barkley. Breaks 1 tackle. And they'll gain 8 of those 30 yards back and set up Jamie Gillen for an opportunity to pin the Eagles deep. It cuts maybe a bit into the momentum. Still behind that front are the Eagles. They're going to get the ball at the 22-yard line. Not the best punt from the Hammer.
No, certainly not a great punt there. He wants to get him inside the 20 at least because he's trying to, that touchback is to the 20. Certainly looking to make up some of that difference. And he had a good opportunity there. That was just a short kick.
Roots spreads him out. Now pressure coming. Quick throw left side. Wide open. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, wow. Goddard. Wide open in the seam. He would have run for a while, and he dropped it.
That's right. You can't leave those easy pickings hanging there like that. That one, unfortunately, is going to come back potentially to haunt him after that because that was a surefire first down and then some.
That time Goddard does hold on, but it only goes for 4. Pressure coming, a set-up screen left side to Sanders. He's got the blockers in front of him. Great pursuit, but he breaks the tackle. Are they going to give him the spot? They are not.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. That's Dane Belton, the safety, rookie out of Iowa, getting in there. And does Sirianni think about going for this early in the game? Look, he had 3 of those blockers out there, and it was just kind of like he outran them.
Well, I wonder if you do just for Madden won't, but I meant just for if this were a real game, if you maybe think about going for that just get your offense on track, get a little bit of that momentum going, stack some first downs. I mean, they've struggled so much against this defense. A 4th and 1 feels like an opportunity just to keep things going and get a few more looks so you can start to develop some things. Part of the problems with going 3 and out is the challenge is it's hard to set up plays when you only have 3 at a time to work with. You need more plays to start setting stuff up because you want that recency of what they've seen to then bite them to when you're faking something that looks very similar to what you've seen in the recent past so that you can then set up something else.
That's a good point. Hey, Filligren, welcome in. Go Browns. Jones, big fly, right side to Bellinger, and he's got both feet in, and he's down to the 47. Daniel Bellinger, the rookie tight end, and the Giants back up to midfield. Look at that throw, just threw him wide open.
Yeah, it was pretty, and nice catch there from Bellinger. Too bad he steps out because he had all kinds of room up the sideline. He potentially could have got a lot more yardage out of that.
Certainly could. 8:31 on the clock now, first half remaining. Jones, pressure, firing over the middle, wide open again. First down, throw and catch. And that's Isaiah Hodgins, the 3rd receiver, and he's got a first down to the 35. Just threw it right in the middle. It's a pretty easy throw there. That dig flashing right in front of the quarterback's eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
I formation there. That's former Buckeye tight end Nick Vanette lined up as the fullback. Jones going shot play. End zone. Tipped. And then picked her. No, he caught for a touchdown. Bellinger caught the tip. Touchdown Giants.
Well, and that's why you pursue right there. You never give up on a play because never know when the opportunity might come where that ball just being tipped up in the air could have been a pick. Right here it might have been dead, but for the fact that Bellinger was following and is right there to scoop up an easy touchdown. That one was That one was fun.
Darius Slay, just call him Slay, just bats that one right up in the air. And yeah, usually you complain about 2 receivers being in the same spot. That time it cost you a touchdown. Holy smokes, first touchdown of the game off a tip drill to tight end Daniel Bellinger, and now it's 13-0 Giants with the lead. Just no momentum. They just can't get anything going right now.
Now, well, if this score holds, we'll know who Madden thinks the Cinderella will be.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. That's very fair. As we watched the Chiefs win decisively over the Jaguars yesterday on the channel, thanks to that 22-point flurry in about a minute and a half of game time in that third quarter.
That's right.
It got away from him in a hurry, including the first ever Nagy on Sports punt return on a sim.
That's right. Now we've seen them all. It just took forever.
From Kadarius Toney, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of games to get every. I think the one thing we haven't gotten is a recovered onside kick yet.
Yes, we have not seen that one. That's true.
Sanders going to catch that one out of the backfield. Now 3 catches for him. That may be something to help jumpstart them. They're up to midfield. I'm not even sure they've been in Giant territory as well. Pressure up the middle this time, or rather give it up the middle, and Sanders will probe for 6. And a first down now 4 yards away, but they're into Giant territory for the first time, was what I was trying to say.
Oh!
Yeah, that was batted around by several different people before falling to the turf.
Thought for sure he was going to come away with a pick there. That was a relatively easy one.
3rd and 4 now. Left side throw. Nice little play there. That's the first catch of the day for Quez Watkins. And Watkins has got a first down. They've strung a couple together. Hurts through. There was 2 kind of receivers right there in the same spot. It looked like Devontae Smith, number 6, kind of pushing him out of the way a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it's actually a cool little variant of the rub route. They had or the pick play really. They had just a free clear right in front of a comeback route that does that little out and then back action that worked really nicely to time up just behind the clearing man, which then rubbed the defender off of him and allowed for an easy open guy to throw to. And it's really a variant of an opportunity for high-low, because if he doesn't go with the clear route, then you've got an easy clear route to hit.
Indeed. 1st and 10. A little throw out of the backfield once again. Broken tackle Sanders to the 20, to the nearing the 15. They'll give him the 16-yard line. Way to make something out of nothing there for Miles Sanders. Of course, remember, Miles Sanders was the backup to Saquon Barkley at Penn State, now playing against each other. Sanders really only was the starter for 1 year after Saquon went number 2 overall. Talk about a pretty stacked backfield at that point. Both have turned into very, very, very good NFL running backs.
Yep.
Back to pass. Hurts now. 1st and goal. He'll step up in the pocket, break a tackle to the 5, and he'll slide at the 3 rather than trying to fight for the end zone.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was an easy reach and score, but instead it gave up on the play. Kind of interesting choice.
Safety first. Give it to the backup running back. Lined up as a fullback. That's Trey Sermon. Speaking of Ohio State.
There it is.
Touchdown Eagles. So they respond to the touchdown with a nice drive of their own. Tough to run inside the 5 like that. We've seen it plenty of times. He gets skinny through the hole. Touchdown Eagles.
Yep, found a way.
I forgot he went to the Eagles after I don't know if he got cut or if it was a trade, because he was on San Francisco.
I'm not sure.
But he is on the Eagles. 12 plays, 77 yards, 5:29 to do it. And here at the link, the Eagles seemingly have come to life now with just 2 minutes to go in the half. As this time the kick is drilled out of bounds. Jones and company.
Yeah, Mason, that's something I'm relatively certain they're going to make a big emphasis of this offseason, is the hands team and making sure that we are ready and coached up to cover onsides, because we can't afford that. We can't afford that anymore, because that was ridiculous. So I expect that to be a point of emphasis.
You were, Mason, over in Hilliard on the west side, or just in Columbus proper? Zip it across the middle, little skinny post to Slayton. He's had a really nice first half, has Darius Slayton. I believe he'll be a free agent at the end of the year. Darius Slayton, right over the top linebacker, kind of got picked, or excuse me, the safety there, Epps, kind of got picked by Bellinger, didn't really see the ball.
Oh, I know Lee's Seafood Boil on Bethel. I've been there.
Yeah, there you go.
Some good stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's a random poll, but yes,
yeah,
I know exactly. I know exactly where you were. It's like a 15 to 20 minute drive from where I live.
That was about
Mason.
5 minutes from where I used to live.
That's right. Yeah, that's real close to Tinsbury.
Yep.
2nd 11 as Richie James will actually lose a yard on the reception. Back to pass blitz coming. Jones, he's got to get rid of that ball. Brandon Graham is going to be the lucky recipient. Jones has got to throw that football away. Especially if you're going to go call timeout now and try to continue to be aggressive, which is what the Giants did on a 3rd and 22. I'm not sure why they would call the timeout and then turn around and hand the ball off. That was foolish.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I grew up in Columbus there. So that's how I got to be such a big Browns fan, is by spending my youth all the way up until I went off to college. I lived in Ohio.
Yeah, I was saying you just never really came back after college.
That's right.
I suppose the military does that, though.
Yes, it does.
Oh, you can go back and live at your house now. We won't need you for a while. Oh, okay. You play poker in the Shark Tank. Gotcha. I'm not a big poker person, but I've seen that facility in that same shopping center. There used to be a big B-Dubs. There used to be a place with an L-shaped pool table in that There was a bar in that. I think it was called Halftime Tavern, maybe. Of the middle to the 30 to the 34, and they'll get a first down, and Sirianni calls timeout.
Yep, spent 14 years in the Air Force. Have since separated, but yeah, it's been a long time serving.
They're going to go hurry up here inside the 30, or inside 30 seconds. Easy for me to say. Left side caught. First touch of the day for A.J. Brown, and he doesn't get out of bounds, and they're going to have to call timeout. Do they try their kicker from this distance? Yes, they will. Again, this is the wind-aided side.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the direction that. So that's where the Giants went from here too. Actually, a little bit closer, I guess, than that one. Woefully short.
Just a little short. It was also like a 66.5 yarder, maybe 65.5 yarder, and it is going to be short. Now, that's going to give you a shot. That's going to give Danny Dimes one shot at the end zone here.
Yeah, that's a risk. That you want to do that with 3 seconds or less, and that's why right here.
He floats it up deep in the air, but again, this is not the wind-aided side, so it dies down at the 15 and out of bounds.
That's really cool, John. Actually, that's when I went off to college. That's what I wanted to go do. I went out west to Colorado to the Air Force Academy. So, and I had been in the Air Force since then. So, not coming back homeward, and really spent most of the rest of my time either in the South, the North Midwest, or now the West.
Yeah, that's true. All right, 13-7 here as we start the second half. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. Appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks as always to our subscribers. You guys are the best. If you haven't had a chance yet to sub the channel, we very much appreciate it as we continue to push towards 1,000 subscribers. So YouTube will pay us for all these views that we have from all these crazy football fans that have joined us in this adventure. Barkley loses to Reddick over there as well. Hassan Reddick really carved out a nice niche for himself. Kind of a pass rusher for hire. And he's done a nice job at it over the last couple seasons. Panthers, Cardinals, other teams as well. 3rd and 12 over the middle. It's going to be caught right on the deck. And only 4 yards, and they will go 3 and out to start the half. So a little bit of life. In fact, look at that momentum meter. Just ticking to the green side for the first time.
Yeah, I appreciate that, John. It was absolutely an honor to serve, so thank you.
That would be kind of cool. I wonder if there would be a way. I mean, I think those of us who've watched enough football can see when the momentum is turning in the game. Mm-hmm. But it would be kind of fun if there was like a meter, you know what I mean? Like, the Fox meter, the little thing that lives at the bottom, and it's like, right now all the momentum's with this team. I don't know if there's any real way to quantify that. His screen pass left side. 1st and 10, and he'll pick up just about all of it, 2nd and inches.
That certainly would be interesting to have like a little graphic, just their impression of what they think the momentum is. Although it'd be funny because at times it would be real obvious, but other times you're like, how would you populate that? You know?
You just leave it in the middle. No, I think I think it's probably a little bit easier in college. You can definitely see, like, because the kids are just a little bit younger, and certainly, like in high school, the momentum is such a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Move the chains, so a little bit of life now for the Eagles.
Oh, Mason, we'd love them to fix coach mode for us. That is such a boon to be able to make these more realistic. Just the realistic time management, and play calling tendencies, and hurry up to the line, and utilize a game plan that makes sense and isn't just. And there's lots of it that we can do
going into hurry up or chew clock before the prescribed times for doing so.
Right, using timeouts when they make sense. I mean,
right, yeah, clock management.
All kinds of
nice
things.
long throw and a catch. First down for Goddard. They're in the red zone now. Watch out, quietly creeping back, and to your point at the beginning, Kit. Those 2 field goals that they had to settle for would look much nicer as touchdowns right now, as they're 1 score away. from capturing the lead.
That's right. Well, and now that the Eagles are starting to gain some traction on offense here, finally starting to wear down this defense, look out, they're very potent when they put it together, as here goes Hurts.
Broken tackle, first down inside the 4 to the 5 yard line, rather inside the 6 to the 5 yard line, and Hurts has got the first down, broke a couple of tackles. Xavier McKinney, the safety, eventually bringing him down. First and goal now, 5 yard line. Shotgun for Hurts. Give it to Sanders up the middle. He'll try the left side. Breaks one tackle. Breaks a second. Ball's out! And it's going to be picked up by the Giants on the goal line. And they've got it first and 95. Calicho's the one who picked it up as Sanders just kept fighting for the end zone, and it finally got poked out.
What a turn of events there. Fighting his way, trying to break the plane, but unable to. And suddenly, that ball's definitely out. And suddenly the tables have turned, and that's the breath of life that these Giants needed. Because if they can drive 95 here and put in a touchdown, this feels like a very different game.
Sure does. Here comes Barkley to the right side. Broken tackle now to the 10. Ducks his head under another tackler to the 11. Pretty exciting 6-yard carry there. 8:44 and counting, third quarter. Barkley again up the middle, following Vanette, who'd lined up as a fullback, and they're going to say his knee was down short. Look at that. Third and he's got the ball over the first down line before he snaps it. They'll run out of a shotgun, and Barkley's got it. 3 straight carries for Saquon. And now they've got 15 yards and some breathing room. Fletcher Cox tripped him up.
No doubt on that one that it was good for a first down. Although I don't understand. I don't agree with the. It's supposed to be the point of the ball, not the back end of the ball. That is where the first down is, or the line of scrimmage is. So when the center is snapping the ball from in front of the line of game. The definition is any part of the ball being over that plane. If that's just like the end zone, that plane. If it cracks the plane at all, that's a touchdown. Same thing with the first down.
Left side going to be pushed out of bounds at the 26, but it does make it a third and manageable. Again, this drive started at their own 5-yard off of the Miles Sanders fumble. Zip it over the middle. He almost picked off. Instead, he's going to have the first down and more. Barkley all the way to the 43. Kaiser White tried to pick it off, and Barkley bodied him off just enough to catch this ball. Watch this replay.
Yeah, it's a pretty play on the ball there from Kaiser. The problem is that's the risk you run. If you go for the ball and not the man, if the ball sneaks past somehow and you don't manage to get a hand on the ball in the process to at least deflect the trajectory of the ball to make it harder to catch, then the receiver is going to have all kind of space behind you, and you've got just deep coverage behind that. That's your responsibility. And with safeties deep behind him, he's got no help and lots of room for Barkley to work with.
Barkley again shoving people out of the way past the 45 to the 43 as they penetrate Eagle territory for another first down. So this is a long drive now growing for the Giants again as they start at their own 5 and taking plenty of clock along with them. And it's been keyed mostly by this man here, Saquon, not only on the ground but through the air as well. Yeah,
Barkley certainly taking a big load on his shoulders to try to get this done here for the Giants, as this is such an important drive in terms of the momentum of the game coming off of that fumble.
And they're actually going to give it to the backup now into the game. Gary Brightwell in just to spell Saquon, and he's going to pick up 14 on just a nice little easy off tackle to the right side.
Yeah, really nicely blocked up front from these Giants, able to spring him for some nice yardage.
And that puts Barkley right back into the game now. Breaking tackles, bumbling his way. This is what I wish that the Browns would just do.
Right, yeah.
Once in a while, just ride the Chubbernaut. Left side inside the 10, give them the 8. First and goal now. Their 95-yard drive is almost finished.
Yep, they got to punch it in here still, but if they do, like I said, that changes the complexion of this game quite a bit.
Jones, left side. Oh, he had him open. Barkley just out front of him.
I think Barkley just hesitated a moment longer than Jones was expecting. Jones just led him too much. Barkley couldn't get to it.
You can see there Dayball chewing on the refs. Maybe Barkley got grabbed coming out of that break as well. Left side. No, Bellinger can't bring it in. Bradbury over there on coverage, and now we have third and goal. Back to pass. Little slant across the middle. There was just a lot of people there. Somebody knocked it down.
And a poor read from Jones. The rub route worked to perfection. He had it out on the outside. You're going to see this if you get a replay here. You'll see him come wide open out on the outside. Easy touchdown, and Jones just missed him. It was supposed to be his first read, though. On a rub route like that, that's who you look for. But I don't know why Jones didn't look at him, but he didn't, because he sprung wide open.
Cano's third field goal of the day is good. Thanks for being on, Wendell. Have a good afternoon. Kick is up. Kick is good. So 16-7. So it's not fully the potential 14-point flip, but it could be a 10-point flip if they were going. He was going into the end zone, and then they got 3 the other way, and they took about 6.5 minutes of clock with him in the process.
Yep. So certainly some small measure of momentum out of it, as you still got points out of the drive, but certainly not what you were looking for. And the opportunity was there. They just, two misfires in a row from Daniel Jones really led to one just a complete missed read. I don't know how he didn't look at his rub route first, but man, was he open. That was an easy touchdown missed.
Short throw to Devontae Smith nets them a 2nd and 6. Now here's Sanders up the middle, getting pushed to the 31. And now an all-important 3rd and 3. They're going to go 13 personnel with 3 tight ends at the top of the line. Turn around, give it to Sanders, left side, following those tight ends, and he's got the first down. Not by a lot, but by enough. First down, Eagles. 53 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Hurts now spinning, now firing. Oh, almost picked. Dangerous throw. Again, we've seen that one go the other way. Plenty of ties. Hey, congratulations, married man. What are you doing on our sim? Go be married. Go have your honeymoon, man.
That's right.
But congratulations.
But congrats.
3rd and 8. Yes, delayed handoff. Sanders juke move. They got a little greedy. Running on a 3rd and 8 is an interesting choice.
It is an interesting choice. It almost pays off for them, but a 4th and 1 still trying to catch them off guard with a little bit of a tendency breaker, but a punt anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if you do that unless you know you're going to go for it on 4th down as well.
Right, that's why I'm surprised they're coming out with a punt unit here, because really if you're going to run it with a tendency breaker, you absolutely back that up with a go for it play next.
And you did it in a capacity that you lost the wind aided side on the way. Oh, she likes our channel too. Well, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's cool. The more fans, the merrier. We like having folks here enjoying this little project that Phil started and I managed to get involved in. It's been fun.
Yeah, gosh, June of 20 I think is when we kicked off. So
yeah,
it's been a bit.
It has been. A little COVID project you cooked up in your basement, and I jumped in on.
Yes. Oh gosh, those early days took like 17 hours to make one game.
Well, fortunately, we're no longer in those days.
Yes, oh gosh.
Although
That's
you didn't have the time
true.
for them back then.
That's true. Well, that was kind of the point. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Kill some time. 3rd and 4 now. Giants. Short throw over the middle. Dump off. Barkley's got a first down and more. Takes a big shot from Slay. But a first down, Giants now, and they're just bleeding clock. The Eagles are starting to get in trouble. High formation. Turn around again. Give it to Barkley, pushing his way through Brandon Graham for 3 yards. 3 yards in a cloud of dust there. Pressure right down the middle again. Sorry, no pressure. That was the wrong word. My brain is
but a nice
not
run.
firing on all synapses.
Nice little high step in there from Barkley, who really broke a few tackles in the midst of all that traffic to come up with some nice yardage there.
Sure did. Here he is again, just giving it to Saquon, breaking tackles through the middle. Saquon down the A gap is working right now.
Sure is.
Eagles,
go ahead.
Look at that stat. At least in their sim, they were the #1 rush defense now.
Yep, and they've been giving up lots of yardage, especially in the middle, like you just going right at them, and it's worked. Even though they've got some excellent D tackles on this roster, they've managed to find a way, and that's been a huge part of their success in this game so far.
Following the pulling guard, Barkley with another run for a first down. He's up to 97 yards now.
That's right. With 20, he might very well break that 100 mark, and that's a big game for him.
And would key a victory if they were actually going to pull it off today.
For sure.
There is his hundreds right on the nose. 10:35 and counting. You're down by 9. I mean, this is a 2-score game. There's nothing you can do until you get the football back.
Bad choice!
Jones is going to do that, and you might get it back right here to the 50, to the 45. Barkley chases 30, 10, 5. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. A huge pick six as Jones makes a critical error.
Oh, and that's why you don't throw them back like that, because this is what can happen.
God.
Just left up an easy little rainbow out there for Chauncey Gardner, who takes easy advantage of that one. He actually probably had the momentum to just take off from there, but somehow stutter steps gave the Giants a chance to catch him, but to no avail.
Wow. A huge turn of events. And now you're just down 2, and you've got all the momentum. What an awful decision for Jones. And maybe even Brian Daboll and company. Why stop running? Brightwell will return it up to the 23, but gosh, what a huge turn of events.
Yeah, it sure was, and that completely changes this game, as the Giants really need something badly now.
Oh, almost picked off again. It will be a 1-yard catch for Bellinger. He had to go over the top of Kaiser White to pull it out of the air.
Right, but that might have been the catch of the game, whether or not it was only for 1 yard. If they throw another interception, Daniel Jones throws another interception right there, that you feel like the Eagles for sure win this game.
That one's going to be dropped by Richie James. So again, all of a sudden the Giants playing tight, feeling the underdog status for the first time maybe all day.
Oh!
Fire wide open though, he's going to throw a dart to James. Wow, they respond in a huge way with a big first down.
Wow, that's just sudden. The fireworks in this game has been off the chart on both sides. Just, the highs and lows of Daniel Jones both ways has been crazy here.
Yeah, they have a really weird situation there, Mason, don't they? Whether or not to extend him. Like, you've played well enough, but, like the Browns, are they going to just determine that, like, listen, he's not going to, you know what I mean? He's not going to get you to the next level. So, but what are the other options? Do you roll with Jimmy G for a year? Do you throw your hat in the Trey Lance, sweepstakes if that becomes a thing,
Well, I mean, but at the same time, he's had some pretty remarkable success in this season, getting them to the playoffs, and so if he can continue to capitalize on that, especially if he makes a deep playoff run here, you feel like you continue to ride the train. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this game in particular goes for him, because I think this potentially has the opportunity to make or break him.
That's very possible. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you, Mason. I agree that he's not a top-tier quarterback. But, yeah, they're just going to have to decide, A, is there an opportunity to get an upgrade immediately, and what does that look like? You're not going to draft somebody, unless you're going to go get Anthony Richardson or something and, commit to the project in the draft and later in the first round. I'm just not sure where unless you're looking at getting somebody like Baker or Sam, one of these other veteran kind of cast-offs to hope that there's a better option. So
right. Well, that's the other part of this too, is you got to remember for him, obviously he'd like to continue his run with New York, but ultimately this game is going to be very important for him, even if he isn't able to continue his role with New York. He's going to be effectively auditioning. This is his opportunity to audition for the rest of the NFL.
Big blitz up the middle there. Landon Collins again getting home. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of New York Giants football this year, so I know they're in the playoffs, and I know that they've played better, and they've got a lot of young talent, and Brian Daboll, and they brought over a bunch of former Bills, including the one of the Bills, assistant GMs. Like they're basically Buffalo 2.0 right now, which is not a bad model to borrow from. But I can't say that I've watched a lot of games and that I can tell you whether or not, like, oh yeah, I've seen glimpses. He absolutely can be that guy, or like, he's Joe Flacco on the Ravens,
Yeah, I mean, my hunch is he's probably peak like Garoppolo, where he could get you to the dance, but he's probably not going to get you the actual win.
And the Eagles are not going to be able to do anything with that stop that they got. So the Giants back in the let's milk this clock and get it over with. I think the other thing that's a very fair thing to say right now is that the NFC is a significantly more winnable conference now. The AFC has quickly become murderer's row, which is why I think the Browns felt like they had to make the move that they did make.
Yep.
That's because you're talking about another decade of having to go through Mahomes and Allen and Burrow and
it's
in his own way Lamar, Then you threw Russell Wilson in there, which looks like that's going to blow up in the Broncos' face.
Well,
so you're hoping that Watson can get into that conversation too.
Depending on how much of that was just coaching and whether or not it was a bad scheme for him, but which there is some possibility that that's what was going on,
fair.
and they bring in the right guy that potentially turns around. But and that's probably, if there's any one landing spot for Peyton that is I see as likely to be this year, that's probably
Broncos.
it. But because he's the guy that's known to be able to take those kind of quarterbacks and have some success with them. But but that being said, don't forget Trevor Lawrence. I mean, the AFC arms race has been very much legit, and that's where spending all that free agency dollars the Jaguars did. I mean, they had some real success out of that.
Yeah, for sure they did. But yeah, you got an aging Aaron Rodgers, and then Tom Brady, who's certainly not going to be around for much longer. It's like, what other NFC quarterback are you worried about? Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy. Those are the other two really good teams. I mean, you got Kyler Murray in the NFC, I guess, but he's maybe not all that we thought he might be for a number 1 overall pick.
Certainly not.
Trying to think. I mean, Dak. Dak had a really great game last week, but is he you wouldn't take Dak over Burrow or Allen or Mahomes. Fletcher Cox will get home on the sack there, and they may have one more shot here, 3rd and 21, to try to get the football back. So yeah, same thing with Dayball. If I was looking for a head coaching job, I'd go to the NFC.
Right.
Unless I was applying to coach Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. Or again, we hope Deshaun Watson can get himself back into that conversation. Yeah, you're right. The AFC South. Oh, the AFC South is a garbage can. Yeah, the Titans are kind of whatever. Colts are blah. Texans are no idea what they're doing. The Jaguars, I mean, yeah, good on them for winning it even at 9-8, winning the division. And again, if they're competitive today, I think a lot of people will be surprised.
Yep.
But yeah, like the NFC South is, outside of the aging Tom Brady, is terrible. Saints can't find a quarterback. Panthers can't find a quarterback. Pretty rough. Stafford, like, is he a top tier quarterback anymore? I don't know. I just don't know. Fired over the middle. That's going to be caught by Watkins at the 33. This is the game-winning drive. All they need is 3. Now, this is against the wind, so they're not going to be able to kick it from really far. 2:27. They have all 3 timeouts. Hurts in a shotgun. Back to pass. Short throw. Got his man. That's Smith. Devontae Smith up to the 44. Yeah, no, I've said it many times. I wish the Browns were in a different division, too. If the Browns were in the NFC South, they'd be amazing.
Right.
Or even the AFC South.
But I still think they're built the right way if they can find the consistency and build that, really make the cultural steps that they need to build that confidence that they can and will be a winning organization. Is that a late hit out of bounds?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it is a late hit out of bounds. Wow, 15 extra yards. Fabian Moreau, the corner, gifting them now. They are just about in field goal range. Again, this is the into the wind side, so Jake Elliott probably feels a little bit more comfortable from early on, but now just 98 seconds to go. Sanders holding that ball with both hands now. The Giants in trouble, all on one penalty and one stupid throw from Daniel Jones.
Really?
Played otherwise a really, really good game.
Yeah.
Really Hurts almost gave it right back, though.
Yeah. But that one mistake, I mean, that feels like the whole game hinges potentially on that play now.
Yep, setting up screen left side. Sanders will go down to the 26th, and that's where the Giants will call a timeout. It is 4th down, so they could potentially have a couple of timeouts and a chance to get back in. This is a big kick now, 43-yarder. Jake Elliott to take the lead. Snap is back, kick is up. Oof, almost blocked, and it's up, and it's good. Jake Elliott drills it. Look at this dive. Oh my gosh. He almost got there, but it's true. And now 17-16. The Eagles with their first lead of the game. And now Danny Dimes has a chance with 2 timeouts in a minute to get his team into field goal range. Remember, Gano has already kicked a 60-yarder in this game going this direction.
That's right. And if you're Sirianni, you really hate, leaving that much time on the clock to give, this Cinderella team the chance to come back. Now it's going to rest squarely on the shoulders of Danny Dimes to get it done, but let's see what he does.
That one's going to be flinged out of bounds. They're going to say the 43-yard line is his target. That would put him right at a 60-yarder again, which is where he nailed one from earlier. Back to pass. Jones, just a 4-man rush. They take care of it. Firing right side. Shot play, but he's going to be swatted out and out of bounds. Dropped by Slayton. Now 3rd and 10. 54 seconds to go. Jones down by 1. Back to pass. Looking, heaving it deep. The wind aided side. He's got a man open. Tipped. And almost picked off. Hodgins was down there. Now it's 4th and 10.
Oh, well schemed. He had a step and just couldn't come away with a catch. It felt like that should have been a reception.
Here we go. Jones deep again. Middle. Got it tipped away by Slay, and the Eagles will survive.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Wow, just not quite enough on it. Just a little bit more, and the defender can't make that play, and that's probably actually a touchdown and ball game
Both
for the
of
Giants.
those were.
But
both shot plays.
Yeah,
both
like
shot plays. It was open and he couldn't get it, and maybe that's
squarely on the shoulders of Jones.
We just watched why he's not elite.
Yeah, that's right. Because an elite quarterback makes either or both of those plays, and that's going to be the difference. And that's what we're looking for Watson to do for the Browns. And I think very much that's in the wheelhouse. That's something that he's going to do, and that's something that in those critical moments, like right there. You find the Browns in a game like that with one guy on a one-on-one, find the dude who can get a step, and you just put it right in the basket where you need it. Touchdown, and the Browns win.
Absolutely. One more kneel down will do it, though. 17-16. Again, just 2 plays really, really thwarted them. Again, you can also look back at those early field goals, 3 of them that never materialized into touchdowns, and just for funsies, Elliott will drill another one here as time runs out. The gambling goes, I don't know what the spread is, but if it was more than 4 or less than 4, people just lost or won a lot of money. Yeah. Wild game here. Eagles will survive and prevail. Kit, wrap it up for us here while I cycle through some stats.
Yeah, wild game indeed for what it started out as a bit of a defensive struggle, and then some missed opportunities for the Giants. And again, those should have been touchdowns are absolutely going to bite them in the rear, as that those 8 points they lost out on are the difference in this game, that they very much probably should have won, but instead unable to come up with it when it mattered. The clutch play, particularly of Jones, was just not enough at the right times to be able to come away with a win, and the Eagles survive.
Absolutely. As we look at again a few stats here, I highlighted it while he was talking. 7 drops for receivers wearing the white and blue today doesn't help the cause, including 3 from Darius Slayton alone. The Eagles, they were able to get after a bunch of sacks today from a lot of those high-priced free agents. Robert Quinn being one of them, of course. Ndamukong Suh as well in that one. All right, everybody, we appreciate you being on. You guys are the best. Thank you so much to our subscribers. We got real football kicking off here in just a few minutes, so enjoy the games today. Stay tuned to the Discord channel. We'll let you know when we're going to go live with the other 2. We'll do our darndest to try to get them in before they kick tomorrow. But enjoy the games today. Really do appreciate you guys being on. For Kit out on the left coast, I'm Phil here in Central Ohio. We are Nagy on Sports. Today we will say go Eagles, and as always,
go Browns!